somebody's on the ground, come at 7 Central Road. Please, please.
Okay, let's go.
We're answering an emergency. This is serious. And the siren is on. A&E ambulance.
And we are talking about emergency and first aid right here on the Milo Pickney Time. What a way to make sure we keep you alert and keep you aware about what to do and what not to do. It is Milo Pickney Time. Stand by.
Pickney time is playing fun. Pickney time to learn and shine. Pickney time la dilly dum. Skip, 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 skip. Scoops of love. Skip, 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 skip. Scoops of fun. Skip, 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 skip. Dilly dum. As we whirl, as we twirl. Boys and girls on Pickney time.
This is how we handle an emergency call through A&E. And guess who is right here? Managing Director Cole, how are you doing?
I'm good.
All right, great. So thank you for having us here at A&E Emergency. That's 7 Central Road. And this is a reenactment, but this is your life. How do you handle it every single time, all these calls that you get?
Well, we're happy that we're available. You know, whenever a call comes in, it's not the best moment for us because we know someone is in an emergency situation, but we're happy that they're able to reach us.
Yes.
And this is our pleasure.
Yes, but then what is great about what you do is that you also have a doctor on board. So therefore
Yes.
you have your own Dr. Espinosa.
Yes.
So Doc, right here on Pickney Time, isn't it wonderful that we're getting children involved?
It's great, it's great.
In emergency, in first aid?
care, absolutely.
Has anybody ever been hurt for you at home?
I have asthma, and if there's smoke, I can't breathe properly.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about you?
I have asthma, so any type of smoke I sniff in, it make me cough.
Isn't that interesting, Doc?
It
that the
is.
children who did the reenactment are both asthmatic.
Oh, yes.
And they both understand what an emergency
Right.
is. So you know I'm going to ask you, I'm going to start right there. What do you do? Boys and girls, do you know what to do? What would you do if somebody has an asthma attack? Like our friend over here, she's not breathing properly. How do you cough? Cough and show us how you cough. How do you cough? And she keeps on doing that. Let me see who can get a prize. We have Milo prize on Milo Pickney Time. We have Good to Grow prize. We have Sagicor prize. We have Orchard Juice prize. Any prize you want. What would you do if you have a friend who is in the playfield and coughing and not finding it easy at all to breathe, having a difficulty breathing?
I would call the ambulance.
You'd call the ambulance. What number would you use?
911.
Okay. In Jamaica, you can use 911 or what's the other number?
110.
Or 11?
9.
All right, very good. So you do that. What else would you do though?
If there's an adult nearby, go and tell them.
All right, if you have an adult, and if you don't have an adult nearby, they're doing all the right things, Doc?
They're doing all the right things.
What if you don't have an adult nearby? Well, let's ask Doc, what do we do with an asthma attack?
With an asthma attack, we want you to use your inhaler, your pump. Which color pump do we want to use?
Blue.
Correct.
All right, so therefore after you use the pump, that's it?
No, keep using the pump until help arrives.
Okay, what if there's no pump? What if you're in a bus or you're on the road or you happen just like the child's happen on the scene and that's happening? What do you do with somebody who's having a difficulty breathing?
You have to go straight to the hospital, to the emergency room.
Or call the 119?
Call 119.
Have you seen anybody with a bad cut? What have you done? What did you do?
I went to an adult and told them what happened, and then as they came by, they would see the cuts or even wipe it off and put a band-aid on it.
Ah, that's a little cut.
A little cut. Now what about a big cut? What would you do if somebody got a big cut? What would you do? Yes, a big cut.
You go to if there's an adult nearby, you tell them, and then if you can go to the nurse would have stitches, and then they can stitch it up.
All right, Doc.
Yes.
Doc, you're going to choose one of these children now and show them a little bit of how you would deal with you call it laceration. So let's hear it first and then use a boy and girl. Let's imagine that they have, unfortunately, a cut that's not so small for a band-aid. Go ahead.
Let's suppose you have a medium-sized cut. What we want you to do is to get a tourniquet or piece of tie You can tie the affected limb, get a piece of cloth, compress and hold it, elevate the limb.
What would you do now? Somebody gets a very bad cut, a chainsaw, they're cutting a tree, they call A&E ambulance. What does A&E do?
We want to stop bleeding. So same procedure. If it's the arm, we want to tourniquet, which is tie above the arm, cut down the blood flow, and we want to put dressing on it. In our ambulance, we would have dressing to compress the area to stop bleeding.
Sir, why you elevate?
All right, as the heart pumps blood, right? That blood that is gushing through the body, the heart is finding it easy to pump it downstream. In order to cut down on the blood flow, you elevate so that that blood doesn't go out that easily. All right?
All right, good. Next one, diabetic. What do we do if somebody falls, you know they're diabetic, and now you see them not moving, not responding, they're in a coma. What should we do?
Chances are their blood sugar has gone dangerously low, putting them into a coma. So what we want you to do...
Boys and girls, you know what a coma is? Who can tell me what a coma is? What is a coma?
When you're in a deep sleep and can't wake up.
That's a nice way to put it, though.
Yes.
A deep sleep, cannot wake up. So somebody needs to help you to wake up. Good job. So therefore, diabetic coma, how do you handle that?
So we want you to call for help. 119. What are the numbers again?
1199111.
Correct.
Or you call A&E at 346
5621.
5621.
Or an adult.
Or an adult.
Right.
All right, so go ahead. So you first do that call.
So if you suspect they're in a coma, you want to give them sugar fast and quickly. And usually you can put it at the side of the mouth, in the gum line, because if you put it in the back of the throat, they can aspirate. Who knows what that means?
Aspirate means that you spit it back out.
No.
Or
What does it mean?
Think about it in the other way. It goes back
Spit it
into
down.
the lung.
So you choke. So you could choke.
on it, right? You choke on it.
Okay. All right. So therefore, tell us now. So what else do you do? So you put a piece of sugar, any sugar, at home?
Chocolate is very good.
Okay.
Chocolate is good because it melts in the mouth and it doesn't cause any obstruction of your airway.
Okay, good.
Right.
What about fall? On a love tree. Who loves to climb a tree? Oh, I love to climb tree. I have fallen out of ackee tree, mango tree. Look here, who else? You love climb tree? Have you ever fallen out of a tree? Never. Okay, good for you. Who else loves to climb tree? Have you ever fallen off a tree? Oh my goodness, tell us about the experience. What happened when you were climbing the tree?
I was climbing too high and then I went on a thin branch and then it just fell to the ground.
That sounds so familiar. No, Doc, I was unconscious. Did you get unconscious? Were you unconscious? You got a cut? Anything happened to you? No cut, no. My girl, you're bionic. I love it. Let me ask, A&E, director, managing director,
All right.
what would A&E do?
Okay, so I want you to lay down, like you're falling on the tree. If you find the person falling like this, do not move the person.
What? Why should I not hold my own child?
The person could sustain spinal injury. And in moving the person, you could snap the spine somewhere, somehow.
So what should I do with my child?
Cough, ensure that where the person is, okay, they're not in any danger. So a piece of tree limb is not falling down on him or her, or nothing.
So you make sure that the environment is safe.
Yes,
Safe.
and you call for help.
Yes.
In the event that when the person fall, the limb that is broke could fall on the person, pull them away.
Okay.
All right, just pull them
Just
away.
don't lift them.
Yes, you may not have an ambulance responding in less than half an hour.
Yes.
Get a piece of board. Get something to
Yes.
put the person on.
And?
Right? And let me quickly show you. Right? You get over. So the person, let's say they're on the back.
Yes.
Right? Try to get somebody else with you. Right? Let this person stay at the head and try to stabilize the spine.
Okay.
Right? You get that piece of board.
Show us how you stabilize the spine.
Dr. Espinosa is demonstrating.
Okay.
Right? And the other person can come here. Right? You want to roll the person to the side and you get a piece of board.
Yes.
Right? And we use backboard. But we're not going to use that. We want to say, okay, if you don't have all of that fancy equipment and you get a piece of board, you simply kneel beside the person. You roll this leg over and you roll the person
1,
up.
2, 3.
Up.
Okay.
And you're going to place the piece of board behind the person, and then you roll them back.
Again. 1,
2, 3, and you roll them down on the board. Right?
Yes.
That's it.
And that's some good advice there. But now, we're going to find out what are the different medical equipment. What do we need and what do they use? I'm sure you're dying to know. Thank you, Sean. Sean has taken a whole bed load. Boys and girls, anything here looks familiar? What? Take up something that looks familiar. Tell me what it is. What is that?
The stethoscope.
Who can spell it? I'm going to give Milo to a family right now, represented by one of these very bright sparks on Pickney time. If them can spell, Doc, them can spell stethoscope?
I think so.
Go ahead, spell.
Stethescope.
Is she right? Almost wrong. Next. We're going to make a doctor of you today. All you need to be a doctor is to spell stethoscope. Go.
Stethoscope.
Stethoscope.
Wrong. Yeah, on the clapper, yeah. And of course you get your Milo, yeah. So Doc, no, so that's a stethoscope.
Yes. What is this one?
This is a blood pressure machine.
That's correct.
And you said it was a hard one, Doc.
It is.
What is it called?
It is called
A Sphygmomanometer.
What are you doing now?
I am checking his blood pressure.
What's the good blood pressure?
The ideal blood pressure reading is 115/75 millimeters of mercury.
And now let us check him to see if he's okay. Doc, check if he's okay. Let us see if it is good. And Doc, shh, Doc has to listen. And the verdict is
Perfect.
next one.
This
Is
a
To check the blood type.
no.
A glucose machine.
It's a glucometer machine.
and it comes from glucose.
Glucose.
How does it work now? So if you're diabetic, what do you do?
So if you're diabetic, we get a finger, we clean it off with a piece of alcohol swab, and then we use this device which pierces the skin. We squeeze it, get a drop of blood, we put this into the machine, and it gives us a reading.
Ah, very good. What a lot of knowledge. Now, Doc, we're gonna see how bright they are, because they're very bright. But you're gonna pick a boy. Cole, Managing Director A&E, you're gonna pick a girl. And we're gonna see who wins the prize today. Who learned anything right here at A&E Ambulance. Doc is going to call the emergency equipment and the first to identify each time.
Glucometer machine.
Is he correct?
That's correct.
Next one.
Stethoscope.
Ah, she did better now, so good. 1 for 1. Doc, next one.
Blood pressure machine.
Blood pressure machine. And he beats her. Good job. Congrats. Glucose. Him not get it yet. Him not get it yet. You have to look, you have to read. As a medical practitioner. As a medical practitioner, you have to read. On Milo Penny Time, we'll be right back after this break.
As we whirl, as we twirl, boys and girls, on Pickney time.
This is where I learn. I gain confidence from practice. Teamwork teaches me that some challenges have more than one answer.
Only Milo contains Active Go, which is a blend of Protomalt, a unique malt extract, and micronutrients to help prepare your child to get the best out of their day.
Thanks, Mom. Now I am ready.
Milo, energy food drink of champions.
Good to go.
Good to grow, the yogurt to know. The yogurt to know is good to grow. A happy face starts with great taste. Nutritious for kids, and it tastes great.
Mellow Mary Bird, Vanilla Slide, Rocking Punch, Razzle Dazzle Berry.
A happy face for everyone. Come together and have some fun. Good to grow, the yogurt to know. The yogurt to know is good to grow.
Good to Grow yogurt from the makers of This Is Really Great Yogurt.
On your marks, get set, go to your Castle High 5K and Beach Bashment at Salem Beach, St. Anne. Mark the date, October 13. Check out the Facebook page. Get ready to register at York Castle High School or online at the webpage York Castle High Alumni or email yorkcastle5k@gmail.com. York Castle High 5K and Beach Bashment. What a time! October 13. Mark the date.
As we whirl, as we twirl, boys and girls, on Pickney time.
Welcome back to Pickney Time, and today we have been learning so many different things that we should do if there's a medical emergency. With us again, we have Dr. Espinosa, and I have some questions for you. First question, if we're at school and we have a medical emergency, what's the first thing the nurse should do before taking the child to the medical facility?
Well, all schools have a medical history on their children. So what we want them to do is to actually relay the information to the hospital. There are fax machines, there's WhatsApp. They can even photocopy that medical information and bring it with them en route to the hospital.
Oh, very nice.
Very important.
Very important. What if a child gets a cut? What should the nurse do?
Well, the nurse is very skilled in treating these cuts. They actually have to compress, hold, and bring to the hospital.
Okay, hear
but
that,
nurses
guys?
are very good at controlling these minor bleeds.
Awesome. All right, so you know we have broken limbs sometimes, even at home it happens, as well as school. What's the first thing that we should do? What are the things that we should do? What strategies we should take before taking them to the medical facility?
Well, the first principle is to immobilize that limb and not to move it anymore, because that can actually cut into a blood vessel or a nerve. So try and stabilize that limb as much as possible on a piece of plyboard, a piece of cardboard tied around it, so you immobilize that limb.
Children nowadays are so eager to swim. They want to learn to swim on their own. They classify themselves as swimmers. But what if there's a case where a child is drowning? How do we go about, helping them not to die? What do we do?
Well, that's a very important question because we see that a lot, especially in the country areas. The first thing is to make sure there's no risk to yourself or your life before trying to save a life.
Somebody else's,
right.
Okay.
But once you have ensured that there's no threat to yourself, you can retrieve that child from the water and try to do CPR.
CPR, very interesting. Now, what is the procedure in doing CPR?
Well, I want everybody to remember ABC.
Here, guys, ABC. What's the A for?
A is for airway.
Okay, airway as in your passage, right?
In your passage. Are you okay? Can they respond, yes or no? If they're able to respond, it means that the airway is open or patent.
Okay. What about mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? Because a student here was like, no, I wouldn't want to put my mouth on another child's mouth, but how does it work? Is that important? Do we still do it again?
It is important, but it's really taken a shift where we start with compressions first. So before we get to compressions, there's a B.
Well, can't wait to see what compression is, don't it? Don't, guys? What is that all about?
And the B is the breathing part of it. So if there's no breathing, spontaneous breathing, then you can give rescue breaths. But we won't get into that today. But the C is for compression, which is where we want most people to apply their knowledge. Cardiac compressions. Fast, effective cardiac compression, that is what saves lives.
Guys, you don't want to see how CPR works? Who wants to try it? Ah.
Check the pulse. There's no pulse. So that's an indication to start CPR. Do they know what CPR is?
Guys?
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Good job.
Take the heel of your palm. Right. Just below the xiphisternum or the breastplate.
Okay.
And you put the other hand over it and you render short pushes into the chest. And you do that as many times as possible. We usually count to 100.
Long.
100 per minute. So hard and fast, effective cardiac compressions. And what that does, when you go into cardiac arrest, you have a reservoir of oxygen all over the body. That depletes in about 5 minutes. So the idea is to do what the heart would normally do, which is to pump that oxygenated blood back to the brain and around the body until help arrives.
Okay.
You can get a piece of plastic.
Yes.
Right? If you have to give rescue breaths, get a piece of plastic put over the person's mouth before you put your mouth onto the
soda
person.
bottle is good. You can cut the soda bottle in half,
Yes.
put that over the mouth, and put your mouth on top of that mouthpiece.
Just to ensure that you create a sealant though, you put the plastic bottle over, ensure that it's sealed so that air doesn't escape that you're putting in.
Okay.
Alright, so here's the mask.
Let's assume you have two persons now. You're gonna maintain that position. So you want to form, your fingers will form an E and this part will form a C.
Okay.
Right? So this is how your hands should be on the patients.
And you put your mouth on the top there.
Right.
And you give breaths through here.
Okay.
Now CPR can be very tiring. And so that's why it's good to have two persons. And then you can switch positions.
Right.
What's the number to call?
758-8286 or 346-5621.
Or if not, they can
If
call
not, you call the regular 119 or 110.
911.
Dear children, 119 or 110. Who is ready to perform what Dr. Espinosa and Mr. Cole has just shown you? Team A and Team B, who will be performing CPR. Now we want to see if you have learned something. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, Team A over here. Let's go. Team B, come over this side. Go.
How many chest compression is supposed to be given?
10.
How many?
100 per minute.
All right, Team
Okay.
B is correct. One more question, Uncle.
What does CPR mean? In ABC, what does the A stand for?
Airway,
What does the B stand for?
breath,
And the C?
Circulation.
All right. Okay, so who's the winning team? Team B. Give it up for Team B. Stay with us for more facts on Milo.
Pickney time!
As we whirl, as we twirl, boys and girls, on Pickney time.
This is where I learn. Courage is what I got from experience. With hard work, there are no walls between me and my dreams.
Only Milo contains ActiveGo, which is a blend of Protomalt, a unique malt extract, and micronutrients to help prepare your child to get the best out of their day.
Thanks, Mom. Now I am ready.
Milo, energy food drink of champions.
Good to grow.
Good to grow, the yogurt to know. The yogurt to know is good to grow. A happy face starts with great taste, nutritious for kids, and it tastes great.
Meloberry Bird, Vanilla Slide, Rocking Punch, Razzle Dazzle Berry.
A happy face for everyone. Come together and have some fun. Good to grow, the yogurt to know. The yogurt to know is good to grow.
Good to Grow Yogurt from the makers of This Is Really Great Yogurt.
Behind every smile, there's a story, and for generations, Sagicor has been putting smiles on our clients' faces. We've been in your corner, helping you hold on to everything you cherish. It's about living your life to the fullest, no matter what stage you are in life, ensuring bright futures for you, your family, our nation. When our family becomes a part of yours, you are Sagicor strong. Let us put a smile on your face. Family strong, Sagicor strong.
On your marks, get set, go to your Castle High 5K and Beach Bashment at Salem Beach, St. Anne. Mark the date, October 13. Check out the Facebook page. Get ready to register at Your Castle High School or online at the webpage Your Castle High Alumni or email yourcastle5k@gmail.com. Your Castle High 5K and Beach Bashment. What a time! October 13. Mark the date.
This is where I learn. Courage is what I got from experience. With hard work, there are no walls between me and my dreams.
Only Milo contains ActiveGo, which is a blend of Protomalt, a unique malt extract, and micronutrients to help prepare your child to get the best out of their day.
Thanks, Mom. Now I am ready.
Milo, energy food drink of champions.
As we whirl, as we twirl, boys and girls, on Pickney time.
Welcome back to, of course, the Milo Pickney Time, and this is the segment Brother Anansi parent and Pickney segment, and we'll see who will get the big bag of Milo. We're going to make sure we start right here. It's all about emergency and first aid. Mommy, what is CPR?
CPR means cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Cha-cha-cha, mommy. Mommy, what's the first thing to do if someone is unconscious?
Check if they're responding.
Oh, good job. Check for response. Check if the place is safe. I'm proud of the parents. What about the children? Give me an emergency number. You're at home. Mommy is in need of help, or daddy or a child. What number to call?
911
or
119.
Good job. Oh, Lord of His mercy. Son, what's the ambulance number for A&E emergency? If you're to call any emergency, the number is
119.
The number is gone. Wrong number.
3465621.
Cha-cha! Good job. She ready for an emergency. Pay attention. All she had to do and all he had to do was look around. And it is on the ambulance. Next one. Here we go. What can you give someone who is in a diabetic coma?
Glucose.
Good job. Some sugar, something sweet. Over here. Mommy, if someone is having a seizure, in which position should they be?
On their back.
Wrong. Which position should they be?
On their side?
On the side. And the child has helped mommy right there. That is correct. Yours again. You're beating them bad. Then we need CPR when you're done with them at 7 Central Road. The final one. What happens during an asthma attack?
You cough and it's hard to breathe.
Well, you should know that. A dead giveaway, that was just too easy. Here we go. What should you do with a simple laceration? Somebody has a cut. What did the doctor says you are to do? Go.
You're supposed to tie like a cloth around it to stop the bleeding.
Compress and what? Compress and? We can't get that. No evolution around here. Compress and?
Hold it up, like hold it and pull it up.
And elevate and then win, ding, 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 ding. And it's only because Milo is nice while you're going to get some Milo too. But you're going to get more Milo. Another very exciting time when we learn about CPR and emergency. Everybody's a winner right here on Milo Pickney Time. Milo Pickney Time was also brought to you by Good to Grow Yogurt, Orchard Juices, and the Sagicor Group Jamaica.